Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Crafty Chemist Designs. How's everybody doing today? Let me share this to the group. Okay, I've got it. I think I've shared it. So what's everybody doing today? Hi, Julie. Today I'm just streaming on Facebook. I'm not using StreamYard because I think StreamYard is the reason my videos have been blurry the last few times. Hi, Don. I think it's not so blurry today, so I don't know. I'm just on Facebook. So it took me a little bit of time. I'm a couple minutes late because I was trying to set up my camera to get a decent shot, because it's interesting how the zoom is different if you use StreamYard or just go on Facebook. So it was hard to get a good view where you could see the whole page. So it's not as good, you know. I really wish it was a little bit closer, but that's okay. Hi, Vicky. Yeah, I think it's clearer just on Facebook. I don't know why StreamYard makes it blurry. I just don't get it. I don't know, maybe I have some setting wrong on there, but I was going to cancel StreamYard anyway. So I thought, let's just try it this way. So today we are going to make this scrapbook layout. I'm calling it Sunburst. It's a Sunburst layout. So this is really easy. Grab your paper and craft with me. So if you want to get your pages done, if you're on a mission to complete some pages quickly, grab some paper. You really only need, let me see, about 8 inches, 8 by 12 pattern paper, and then your base paper. So grab a sheet. Well, you know, you want a variety of papers. So what's everybody doing today? Today I mowed the lawn. At least it wasn't super hot, but you know, I was gone for 2 weeks of mowing, and so I needed to get it done before the neighbor. Well, it actually wasn't too bad, I think, because we didn't get a lot of rain while I was gone, but it needed done. So that's what I did today. And then I came down in my craft room and scheduled a few posts for next week. Okay, so let's talk about this layout. I saw a Creative Memories post, and was from the actual Creative Memories company. I don't know, they posted, I don't know, maybe a challenge or something, or they had a layout like this. It was a little bit different, but I'm like, I really love that, so I want to try and make it. And so I went through my papers to see which papers I think this would be really pretty with. And I chose this Unbounded Beauty. So here's Unbounded Beauty. I've used it a couple times. Right now it is on last chance in the clearance section. So if you like it, get it now while you can. It is on sale, so it is a sale price in the last chance. Here's one side. I love this kind of tie-dye. This one almost looks like almost bouquet, but it's more dots. I don't know. Some tie-dye. This one is a pretty pink, like leaves. This is pretty. I don't have the stamp set. I think there was a stamp set in that came with this, and I wonder if it cut out these flowers. This one's another pretty pink and orange tie-dye, some more flowers. I think this is Shy Shamrock. This one's pretty. I really like this paper. This is Petunia Pop, kind of stripes. This is pretty. I love that. Shy Shamrock. It's not quite tie-dye, but this is Peach Pie. Petunia Pop, and I don't know if that's Shy Shamrock, the Peach Pie. And then these ones I think we've already seen. So anyway, I thought this would make a beautiful layout, and I was right. I love this color, and this is not a color scheme that I normally would use. You know, you probably know orange is one of my least favorite colors. I've mentioned it a lot lately because of the new Timid Tiger in color, which I actually like. So I always say I'm not an orange lover, but I like the Timid Tiger. This is Peach Pie. So, you know, I really love that. Let me see. The colors listed on the back are Berry Burst, Calypso Coral, Peach Pie, Petunia Pop, Pretty in Pink, Pretty Peacock, Shy Shamrock, and Summer Splash. Okay, so some of these might be, well, I don't know. This is Shy Shamrock, Summer Splash, Petunia Pop, and Pretty in Pink. So really pretty. Hi, Mom. Hi, Diana. But I thought I'd make another page just to show you what it looks like in different paper. And I made a Christmas page just to show you it's a little bit different, you know, but it's still beautiful. I think this would be really pretty in like an ombre sunset colors. Wouldn't that be pretty? Like start with like a deeper orange or red and move, you know, into like light yellows. I might try that. But I thought Christmas would be fun because I had some of this paper that I wanted to use up a little bit of towards the end of my pack. You know when you get to the like end and you just have a little bit of paper left and you want to try and use it up. That's kind of what I did with this one. So this is really easy, and just grab some paper and craft with me, okay? Oh, fireworks pictures would be really good. Yeah, if you make this kind of red, white, and blue. You know, I have some of that Stars and Sparklers paper from Close to My Heart because I bought the bulk pack. I bet you that would be really pretty with this. So, okay. So let's get started with it. So what you're going to need is we're going to cut 4 strips that are 2.5 by 12. Okay. So let me get my papers back out, and you can kind of tell which ones I used. So I must have used these 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, one thing I will say is that a lot of these are going to be on the angle. And so if you're using papers that are directional, you have to kind of keep that in mind. It depends on how much that would bother you if they're slightly at an angle. Okay, so kind of keep that just in mind. There are ways I think that you could cut them so that at the angle they would still be vertical, but I'm not up to calculating that angle for you right now. But so just keep in mind when you select papers that they are going to be on an angle. Okay. Okay, so let's cut 4 strips, 2.5 by 12. So 1, 2. Now see this one, these ones go vertical, but here you can see it's on the angle. It doesn't look too bad. But you can kind of see this one I cut, but I obviously didn't use this side of it. So, because I guess because I didn't like how it was on the angle. Okay, there, and now one more. Okay, so you need 4 that are 2.5 by 12. Then we're going to need, we need to cut 4 that are 1.5 inch by 6.5. So 1.5. I'm going to cut these all 1.5 and then I'll cut them down to 6.5. Okay, 3. That's just so that, because I need to open up my cutter to do the 6.5. So 1.5. Okay, now let's cut these to 6.5. Six and a half. Six and a half. There we go. I really like this one. And then one more. Did anybody get some crafting done this weekend? Get anything done? I worked on a layout for my next blog post. Okay, so now with these ones, what we're going to do, so take the 2.5 by 12 and we're going to cut it from one corner to the next corner. Okay, so put the top left tip in on the trough here and put the bottom right in the trough and then cut. Okay, so here's one. And then 2, let's do the second one. So the top left and the bottom right. And on mine, it just fits in my cutter, doing it this way. Okay. Now, on the next two, you want to do it, you know, here we did it this way from the top left to the bottom right. Now we want to cut these from the top right to the bottom left. Okay, so we're going to angle it the other direction. And when I'm trying to cut things with points, I always start my cutter somewhere in the middle and then work my way up and down. That way you don't bend your points. Okay, so now these are cut the opposite way. So I'm going from the top right to the bottom left. Okay. Okay, so these ones are done. And now we're going to do the same thing with these ones. So we're going to cut two of them from the top left to the bottom right. This one and this one. Okay, and then the next two, I'm going to cut the other way. That's great, Diana. Okay, so now I'm going to do from the top right to the bottom left. You get together once a month for crafting time. It's a nice break, you know, have some fun with your friends. Okay, so we've got our sunburst things done. So just to recap, we took our 2.5 by 12 pieces and we cut them on the diagonal. Two of them we cut from the top left to the bottom right, and two of them we cut from the top right to the bottom left. And then we took the 1.5 by 6.5 inch pieces and cut two on the diagonal from the top left to the bottom right, and then two on the diagonal from the top right to the bottom left. So this will be more than you need. So you can see I had some left over from last time, so I kept them in case I wanted to use them this time. Okay. And then you need a piece of cardstock. This is a 1/2 inch by 12. So this is some Shy Shamrock, which is one of the colors that's in the paper pack. And I'm cutting it a 1/2 inch by 12. If you have an old zip strip from Close to My Heart, you could use that too. For right now, I think that is all of the cutting that we need to do. We will cut some of the mats, but okay. I have a base of peach pie. This is one of the 2024-2026 in colors. Okay. And then I put the this 1/2 inch strip. It's at about 7 inches from the bottom. So the bottom of the strip is about 7 inches, like this. Okay. So I started with that to help guide where I put the pieces. So I'm going to put this from 7 inches from the bottom, and again 7 inches from the bottom over here. Okay, so it's 5 inches down, so the bottom of the strip should be 5 inches down. Okay, now we just start adding our strips. I made my sunburst from the center out. But you could also, you know, start it like here, start it say at the 8, and, you know, make the center of the sunburst, whatever I call it, sunburst, to the side or to the side. I started mine right in the middle. Okay, so you can do with it what you want, but that's what I did. So what you want to do is take whatever piece that you're going to start in the center. Let me do this one. Okay. And I made it, you want to put the point on top of right on top of your zip strip here. And then I'm trying to center it around the 6 inches because like I said, I want mine to be, the sunburst to be centered this way. But you could do it, right? You could start the center any way you want. And then I put kind of the ones right up against this. And you want to think about it. These ones around in here, you need to use the longer pieces. So you want to make sure you have enough of the longer pieces. You can use the smaller strips here and at the ends, and then the bigger pieces you need to kind of work in. This one you can use the smaller pieces here and here. So basically these 3 here and these 2 here, you should use the smaller strips. Okay, so let me use this one maybe here. So use the smaller ones when you can at the beginning. And every time you're going to put the point in the center. And I'm just kind of laying it, and they are obviously going to be sticking out over the ends like that. Okay. Hey, Jean. Glad you joined us. Let's see, what else can I have? Let's put this one over here. Have you been? And again, I'm putting the point towards the center, and it's right up against this 1/2 inch strip. Okay. And now I'm going to do the 2 over here using the small strips that are left. So I'm going to do this one. Let's see, what's the other? Let's put this one here. And they're about, I don't know, a 1/2 inch in between. But before I stick these down, I'm going to take my other pieces and lay them down. To make sure I kind of get the spacing right. So I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have 5 on this side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on that side, and then the center one. So I have 1, 2, 3. So I need to fit 2 here. Let's see, which one do I want to do next? I'll put this one here. let's see. Oops, moving these. This one, let's see, we'll put that one there. Then I need to put one there. I might be able to get a smaller one there. Let's see if the smaller one will fit. Okay, yeah, the smaller one will fit there. Okay, so let's see. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on that side. 1, 2, 3. So I need to fit 2 more here. Let's put the little peach pie bokeh paper there. And then, which one haven't I used? I used this one twice. I used this one twice. Oh, I didn't use this one yet. So let's use this. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. How does that look? I think that looks pretty good. And then you can see I have a few pieces left. So you're not going to use all of them. But remember, some of these were from the last time I made it that I had left over, so. Okay, so now we can start sticking these down. You just want to kind of make yourself a guide first so that you don't start off and you're going along putting these down and then you realize you don't have enough space to put the next one. So I always kind of pattern it out. And again, I'm making all of these come to the center here. If you have it to the side, then obviously they'd all come to the center there. When you have your sunburst kind of offset more, the longer ones become more and more important. If you have them centered in the center of your page, then you can almost get away maybe with just the 6.5 one. I'm not sure it would fit this way though. That's right. So you can see how this one doesn't really fit all of the way that way. Okay. But if you want to keep these like angles here the same, you need to cut them in the way that I told you. 2.5 by 12 and then 1.5 by 6.5. Okay, this one goes here. And then one more. Oh, I think I'm out here. Okay, I got those ones. This is done. Yeah. I'll use this one. Okay. The reason I don't like to use the ATG gun when I'm doing small things like this is I do find that it hangs over the edge a lot more. Okay, see, that's a lot stickier than over here, but okay, put this one. Just 2 more. This is a really pretty paper pack. I bought it kind of when the new catalog came out last year, I think, and I didn't really use it much. Don't know why. By the way, the new mini catalog's coming out, and it will go live, I think September 4th or whatever that Tuesday is. It will go live. There is some really good stuff in there. So this is a catalog that will have all of the Christmas stuff in it. So keep your eyes out for it. I did send some out. If you ordered from me this year, I sent you a catalog, the mini catalog. So keep an eye out for that. And I did have to send the names in by July 31st. So if you ordered from me after that, you may or may not have received a catalog. Okay, that's pretty good. Trying to get some of the adhesive off. Okay, so now all we're going to do is trim these off. I'm using my scissors. You could try and use your trimmer. Oh, look at this. I didn't put the adhesive up high enough. There we go. I'm kind of hit or miss with whether or not I'm good trimming things with my trimmer, because they always seem to like cut into the base page. I don't know. So I'm cutting it by hand. I know, it's almost September. Is that crazy? I'm starting classes pretty soon, and I feel like we just got to the summer. I mean, I don't feel like I've had a summer at all. Maybe it had something to do with the fact that I went to England for 3 weeks and then India for 2 weeks, and it kind of cut into my summertime. But like, I haven't gone to the pool. Haven't had time to go to the pool. We didn't really have many cookouts. I did grill out tonight. I'm gonna add some adhesive there too. I didn't go all the way. I grilled before the live, which is one of the first times this summer, it seems like. Yeah, so I've like have to work on my syllabus for my course. I'm not ready to start. I'll do that next week. Okay. A lot of kids have gone back to school. Around here, they do go back, and like, I don't know what exactly time they started this year because my kids aren't in school anymore, but when they went to school, they would always start around August 15th or something like that. Okay. So now let's work on the pictures and then we'll decorate. I cut these mats at 3.5 by 6. So the mats are 3.5 by 6. My pictures are 3.25 by 5.75. If you don't want to have like odd shaped pictures like that, you could just put, you know, some 4 by 6 pictures here and center it. However, if they're 4 by 6, they're going to be, well, I'll show you. I've got my pictures here somewhere. Let me see. Here they are. Okay, so if you just put the pictures down, they're going to be touching, right? So basically they're going to be touching like this. So you could map them, just put a mat, you know, make like a 6.25 inch by 12 mat if you want. But I wanted them to look like kind of 3 distinct pictures, so that's why I cut the mats the way I did. So let me make sure. So I'm going to cut 3 of them, 3.5 by 6. So, you know, this part you can do however you want. You can make pictures that are, you know, landscape or however you want. But the way I did it, I cut them, the mats, at 3.5 by 6. And I kind of like the looks of this. These are pictures from Prior Park Landscape Garden in Bath. It was such a gorgeous place. This is the only Palladium bridge in the UK, I think. There's only maybe 3 in the world, something like that. I need to look at my, actually, Vicky bought the book, I think. So we can ask her, Vicky, if you're on, you can give us the deets about Prior Park. Okay, so then the pictures, I said I cut 3 3.25 by 5 3/4. So let me see, 3.25. So I need to cut off 3/4. So I'm going to cut off 1/4 here. Cut here. Let's see. I'm going to try and keep these points. So let's see if I can do that. Almost. Okay. Here's 3.25. What did I say? By 5 3/4. So I just need to cut 1/4 off of this. I'm going to cut a little bit off the top, a little bit off the sky, but then I'll cut some off the steps. Okay, so here's the first one. Let's see, it fits nicely there. So cut this one. Again, I'm cutting these 3.25. Cut a little bit more off of that one. I want to try and keep these posts here, so I'm going to just cut a little bit off of this side. And then by 5 3/4, I'll cut off some of this grass. But this place was really cool. I don't know if you, so we started way up here, and then we walked down the path all the way through here. This is where we started. This looks, this is a better representation of how far that we are. Here I'm taking a picture about halfway down, and here's the Bath landscape in the back, so you can see the Bath City in the back. And then I made Vicky stay up kind of around in here and take this picture of me leaning over. So I had to walk all the way around. It's hard to explain. I had to walk all the way around this while she stood there in the middle of the field. So thanks, Vicky, for the shot. So photo cred to Vicky for this picture. It's just what I wanted. Okay, let's see. I need to cut 1/4 off of this, so I'll cut it from down here. This is such a beautiful, like, Georgian structure. We hadn't heard about this place. But as you know, we kind of pivoted. We didn't go to Wales, and we decided to just go to Bath instead. And so this was kind of spur of the moment trip to visit this place, which I'm glad we did because it was so beautiful. It's a National Trust property. So we visited 2 National Trust properties in Bath on our spur of the moment trip. Okay, there we go. Centering that there. So I like how this looks. I usually don't cut pictures like this. You could make your pictures like 3 by 5 if you wanted. But I wanted to kind of maximize the size, but still having some space in between. So that's why I decided 3 1/4 by 5 3/4 for the pictures. Oh, it's about, I thought you bought the guide for Prior Park. But maybe not. Because in that booth, when we checked in at the top, they had the pen. You bought a pen, and then I thought you bought a book. Anyway, you start at the top up here and walk all the way down, go through here, and then you can exit out this way, and then you can walk back to Bath that way. So luckily, we started at the top of the hill. I guess I didn't really realize that. But we started at the top and then walked to Bath, because if you look at the website, it did say that you could walk from the city center. But we decided to take the bus to the entrance. Let's see, maybe next time I'll do the pictures of the other park, the other National Trust that we went to. That was really gorgeous too. And I think the one that we went to, the other one, they film Bridgerton. Is that right, Vicki? Don't they film Bridgerton at the other one that was in Bath? I'm kind of getting my National Trust properties confused, but I'm pretty sure that the one in Bath that we went to is where they filmed Bridgerton. Okay, so here I put Prior Park. This piece of white, basic white, is 3 by 4. So it's a 3 by 4. So technically, we could put another picture. I wonder if I should put a picture there. Let's see. Well, I can't look for a picture right now because I've got I'm using my camera to do this, but okay, let's see. But I think so this is 3 and I'm hoping it's 4. Okay, yeah, 3 by 4. Oh, I see. Okay, so I get it. You did buy it there, but it was not just about Prior Park. Okay, so I'm gonna put this here. And like I said, you could add another picture here if you wanted. 3 by 4 is a good size. But I was thinking, I'm going to cut out Bath. Okay, so I cut these words, the Prior Park, I cut them out with the alphabet a la mode dies. And I actually got these from, I wanted to say Stamptober, but it's not Stamptober. What's the thing in February that Stampin' Up has? It's stamp. I'm thinking Stampopotamus, but that's not it either. Stamptacular. Oh gosh, my mind isn't working. The stamp celebration that we have in February, which we are no longer going to be having. Did I mention that? I think in one of my posts I mentioned that we weren't having the Stamptacular anymore in February. It's going away. So this is what I got for free by spending $50 last year. Was it $50 or $60? $60 last year. This was one of the items. So they're not having that this year. They are starting a new rewards of the month. Kind of like, you remember how Close to My Heart had Stamp of the Month? You could buy it for $5. They're having something similar, but it's not always going to be stamps. It could be other things like ephemera or whatever. That they haven't really gone into much detail. I think if you were a leader, like if you're a silver elite or higher, they got briefed on it, but us lowly, I'm just a lowly silver. We haven't got all the deets, except that they're no longer having Stamptacular. Celebration. Oh, Remains of the Day was filmed at Durham Park. I loved Remains of the Day. Did I know that while we were going through there? I don't remember that. But yes, Celebration. They're not having Celebration. They're getting rid of Celebration. Can you believe it? They're getting rid of Celebration. And they're having basically a Stamp of the Month. However, it may not always be a stamp. I don't know what they're calling it. Like I said, I'm not in the leaders group, so I haven't got all the details on it. If I could get one of my downline to become a silver, then I would become a silver elite. Then I'd get all the details, but I don't. So okay. So anyway, that was a long story about these dies. I really love these dies. I would 100% not have bought these, but since I got them free with Celebration, I love them. So, I'm glad that I did buy them, or not buy them. I'm glad that I did choose them for my Celebration. So I am going to cut out, I think Bath UK. There really isn't a lot of room. Now, again, this part you can do however you want. If you don't like that little, just that little title like that, if you want to do a different title, or if you don't want a title or whatever, you do you. I'm all for that. Okay, so I'm doing Bath. I don't know. I might do UK only because I think if I just put Bath, it would be a little bit plain. I don't know. It'd be. So let's do Bath UK, and then I think I'll do a comma. Okay. Now let's cut this out. What I like about these is that they're tall and skinny. So, I wasn't sure I'd be able to fit all of the letters of Prior Park. But since that's why I picked these to do, because they, I knew that I would be able to fit them. H. So J, K. Let's see, put the K here. U. Let's see. And then the little, I don't want to forget the little comma thing. Okay, so anyway, I recommend these. And oh, speaking of that, I did make a resource page with all of these products on them. So let me drop that link while I'm thinking about it. Also, just as a quick FYI, if you go to my page, The Crafty Chemist, here you go, thecraftychemist.stampinup.net, I do pay for the website, the Stampin' Up website, and so on that, I've got all of my projects listed there, and I've got all of the products that I used on them. Well, I mean, when I say all, I mean the majority, but there may be some that I didn't do this for. But if you ever see one of my projects and you're like, oh, what did she use there? You can go to my website and find this project, and then there's a link there. I will try and I'll make a post about it just to remind people. That is an option. Because like I said, I do pay extra for that every month. Okay, I think I'm going to refill my little cutter because I don't like to do letters with my ATG. Okay, so that's spread these out. Again, I like to get a little guide so that I know that I'm placing it at the right spot. Or, you know, approximately. I want to make sure that I have enough room. UK. I don't want to forget my little comma there. Okay, let's start with the T. Okay, so you just looked it up. I don't remember them talking a lot about that when we were there at Durham Park. I loved Remains of the Day. I mean, but it has Emma Thompson, and she's a fave. I think she won an Academy Award for that one. Or she won something, I think, for Remains of the Day. I mean, I know adding the UK is probably redundant because every picture in this album is going to be the UK, but I need something down there. And I could have put Prior Park Landscape Garden, but that obviously is not going to fit on here, so. Okay. There we go. Okay, now we can decorate. I used on this one, because I didn't have the stamp set that went with the Unbounded Beauty, but I do have these. This is called the Fully Flowering Ephemera Pack, and I did send some of you guys this. If you went to my I don't know, one of my events, when the one where I sent the squares, to make the square pages, I sent some ephemera like this. It was from this pack. So, you know, it has a lot of these colors in it. Because if you look, I think it lists the colors on here. Azure Afternoon, Balmy Blue, Basic Beige, Bubble Bath, Crushed Curry, Flirty Flamingo, Garden Green, Granny Apple Green, Pecan Pie, Petunia Pop, so Petunia Pop, Pool Party, Pretty in Pink, so that's another one, Shy Shamrock, and Wild Wheat. So these are actually from that, the rainbow with the cloud cards from, that was actually a celebration item too, but I turned them all into Valentine's cards for Ellie. So I have all of the titles here, so I just stuck them in here. Okay, so I have that. I could use that. Here's another one of the roses, but I kind of don't want to put the same rose. I have a butterfly here. Darcy's barking about something. I don't know. I don't know if you can hear him barking. Let's see. This looks kind of... I don't like that there, but... Oh, these are kind of pretty. I might put this down here. I didn't put anything down here, so I might put those there. Maybe I'll put that there. I don't like this there. Maybe I'll do this and a flower, a leaf. This one I have kind of climbing up. I could also do that on this side. This is a nice, I think this one is Shy Shamrock, so okay. So we'll kind of mirror that over there. And then I'm okay with that, but let's see if I like this one better. Actually, it's got these that you can color in whatever color you want, so I do like that. I don't know, I don't like that one as much as this, I think. But the one thing, let's see, I don't know. I don't like the green. Well, this is the same kind of green. This is a rose. Which one do you guys like? Do you like this one? Or do you like this one better, the strawberries? So I'm going to pop this one up. And since I have my pictures on there, I can just go ahead and put my Stampin' Dimensionals everywhere. I don't have to worry about it. I'll wait to put the flower on until you guys comment which one you like. This was a landscape garden, so that's why I like to put the flowers on here. You like the single one. What's the single? Is this the single one? Or is this the single one? Because neither one of these are single. I don't know. Okay, and then this one I'm going to put directly on to the page. But it's nice to have this ephemera for things like this. Like I didn't have the stamp set that went with this, so it was nice. It had most of the same colors. So the not strawberries, so this one. The double flowers. So this is double and this is triple, I guess. I don't know. This does go with these ones a little bit better, but the main thing is that you kind of want to cover where all the points go together, because, you know, it's not super neat there. So, you know, you want to have it covered up like that. Okay. I mean, I could put more of these, like, oh, this one's pretty. Let me see about this one. What do you guys think about this one? Or I could put another one of the same flowers. I do have another one of those. I have that one. I kind of like that one more than this one. Although I wish it was going the other way. Oh, but this one's Petunia Pop. I think I'm going to do this one. And you know why? Because it's the same color as that one. But I'm going to add another set of leaves. Okay, I'm going to do that. This is what I'm going to do. I think the colors are better for this. I'm going to pop this guy up. The August paper pumpkins have gone out. Some people, I guess, have received theirs. I have not received mine yet. Did anybody receive their paper pumpkin? I did not receive mine. I do want to try and find that little... See how I have this little leaf thing there? I thought I saw that. And actually, I thought I punched it out, so... Okay, maybe not. I'm not gonna look too long for it, but... Okay, and then lastly, I did put some embellishments here. I put 3 embellishments. These are the purple adhesive sequins. Yeah, the ephemera is like the close to my heart stickers. And Stampin' Up hasn't got there yet where they've got, I mean, the workshops did come with the sticker sheets. Although I will say there are some, there's a couple paper packs that have sticker sheets in them in the new catalog. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. Okay, and I'm just going to put some of these. These are sequins. So you can see they're sequins, but they're adhesive backed. So I really like that. Okay, just add a little bit of bling to it. These came on Friday, so I'm gonna have to look. I didn't receive mine yet that I know of. I'll have to check the mailbox, but I'm pretty sure I checked the mailbox yesterday. It's called Farmhouse Florals, and it's got like a teapot and flowers. I've got to set a time to do the kit together. So it'll be hopefully sometime in August. I like to try and do it in that month, only because I hate to talk about the August kit and it's September, so it's kind of confusing to people. Okay, so there's my companion page. What do you guys think? It's not too hard. Not too hard. If you do create one, post it in the group. It has a cool typewriter die cut. Yeah. I also have the September one, all the details on my blog, periodicallycrafty.blogspot.com. Okay, I just posted the link directly to the Unbounded Beauty paper. Like I said, it's on last chance and it is on sale. So you might want to grab that if you like this paper. And the September paper pumpkin is called Fall for, I'm not good at pronouncing this, Toile, T-O-I-L-E, Toile. So this is the details about the September paper pumpkin. I don't think that the picture that they gave for advertising really is very, I don't know, it's like it doesn't make you really want to get it because it's kind of a blah picture. But anyway, from what I've seen, it's really beautiful. It's a fall themed, and if you like that, it's not Toile, T-O-I-L-E. You know, I do like that that look, so I'm excited about that one too. But I will do the August one, the farmhouse florals, maybe next week or the week after. I think I still have 2 weeks to do this. Okay, now next week I am going to be showing you how to create these, I'm calling them herringbone cards. Herringbone cards. We're going to make some herringbone cards. I have 2 different styles here. I'm thinking I'm liking this style better, so I might be doing this one, but... And then I am going to make a couple other samples with different paper, but this is the Painterly Pears paper, which I just really love this color combo, so I wanted to try these. So this is what we're going to work on next week. Herringbone cards. Okay? Any questions? I hope somebody tries this. And now I really want somebody to try it with the fireworks. I might try that. Although we didn't see fireworks this year because we were in England and they don't celebrate the 4th of July. So we didn't get to see any fireworks, but okay. Well, I hope that you enjoyed something. I hope you learned something, and I hope to see you next week. Thanks for joining. Talk to you later.